So this is my accessibility case study. For this assignment, I'm going to talk about introduce you guys to my friend Ariel. At a glance, Ariel has a cute little family of 4, 1 girl, 3 boys. She runs a successful daycare in Spanish Fork, which has a couple employees and a ton of kids. She loves all her little extra children. And then she also enjoys music, dancing, and spending time with friends. But Ariel was born with large adenoids, which caused near deafness until the age of 9 when she had corrective surgery. So I came into Ariel's life when she was 20, and I didn't even know that she was deaf. I couldn't hear any speech impediments that are associated with children that are deaf and have late surgeries. I found out because she was signing to a friend, and I had asked her about it, and she told me she was deaf until she was 10 or 11 because of recovery. So she actually doesn't use a cochlear implant. They were able to remove the large pieces of adenoids out of her ear. Those were blocking the vibrations that we need to hear sound and hear different words. But in 2017, Ariel got really sick, super dizzy, nauseous, and couldn't figure out what was going on with her body. So when she went to the doctors, she made them go through all the x-rays and MRIs because she knew that she didn't feel right. And they found a pituitary tumor in her brain. Right away, she was scheduled for surgery. In the next couple months, she had to prep her body for it. This tumor was removed successfully. She was going back every month to make sure there was no regrowth, but after those months, she now has to go back on a year-to-year basis, and she just went in through her last checkup, and her tumor has not returned. So great news. But because of the brain surgery, she now lives with diabetes insipidus and Hashimoto's thyroid disease. So diabetes insipidus, that means that her body is not generating the ADH hormone, and that tells your body how much water to retain and how much water to release. So it's kind of where your kidneys are at. Her kidneys constantly put out all the water that she has. So she also takes desmopressin, a medicine that acts like the ADH hormone. And it just tells her when she has enough water or when she doesn't. But one of the things that she really needs to do is listen and be in tune with her body and what it needs. So the crazy thing about desmopressin is that if you can overdose on it and send yourself into the ER. If you take too much of it, then your body reacts as if you're dehydrating, and then you can get really sick off of that. So it takes a lot of listening to your body when you need water, when you need your medication, and when you just need to relax. So that's what Ariel does. Her doctors are always surprised that she hasn't gone to the ER for the past 2 years because of the medicines that she has been taking, or the medication that she's been taking, and also just how she gauges when she needs it and when she doesn't, just by listening to her body. So this is actually a rare disease to continue to have after brain surgery. It's typical to have it for a couple months after brain surgery because you're still developing and healing, but for it to be a long-term disease is rare, so there's not a whole lot of assistive technologies out there to help. So if I were to suggest anything to Ariel or to make anything for her, it would be an app that keeps track of water intake or any other fluids, and then a medication timer, just to know when last pills or medication was taken and how much water she has been drinking. So she doesn't overdrink water, which is also bad for your body. And then also just anything that's a medical emergency identification bracelet, because it's a rare disease, or anything that identifies that this is what could be happening in an emergency circumstance. So yeah, that's what I would suggest.